Hi, everyone. I'm Pip from Seymour Digital Media. You're listening to Know How Marketing Lab podcast. This podcast brings together different experts in marketing from our Facebook group, Cyberpunk Geeks Marketing Mixer. Each week, we get on here and we talk about something search marketing like Google Ads or SEO, social media marketing from Facebook to TikTok, or website marketing. If you're a marketer or aspiring marketer, a business owner or entrepreneur, this podcast for you. We're going to share the best SEO, search, social, and website strategies. We share tips and hacks, Google Ads strategies, what's going on in the current market. Each week we discuss something exciting and awesome in marketing. Hello, we're here today to talk about the marketing news. Today is Marketing News Day. What in the world's happening in marketing? Who wants to start us off? Because there's always lots. Anyone? SEO. I hear SEO. No? Yeah. Oh, wait. There's the elephant. I forgot there's an elephant in the room today. Chat GPT. Right? I think that is all the rage, all the news. And if we don't talk about it, we're foolish. Greg, you're shaking your head.
There's a lot of people that always say the initials wrong.
It's GPT. GPT. I know. I look it up. I'm like, who can get in there right now? Anybody?
It's just funny how everybody I talk to says the wrong initials after. Like, no, yeah, close, but not,
right. But they, you know what? Because it's easier to say the other way. Like,
curious, because I don't know. Maybe Phelan knows. What is the GPT stand for? It must stand for something.
Open.ai.
No, so it's I forget what the G. It's like grammatological predictive transformer. So yeah, so I know PT is predictive transformer because what it does is it takes like sets of words. It goes in 60% of the time when someone says this word follows it. And so that's how it works.
Maybe the G is just general.
No, it's like it's graphing. Like it makes a graph out of things, and then it predicts based on the graph. Like it's all math. It's just a bunch of math stuff.
And it's owned by Microsoft. Is that correct?
No, that is not correct. It is owned by. No, what had happened is the big news that came out for this week is that Microsoft put in $10 billion to the that runs ChatGPT and does all the research called OpenAI. OpenAI was put together by Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and most importantly was the guy who started Y Combinator, Sam Altman. So Sam Altman became very interested in AI and started OpenAI, which does all like the kind of like boring research stuff. And so Microsoft wants to take it over and basically make Clippy into OpenAI.
Interesting. I will say, there was a viral video that went around that was about how you could figure out what to do on, like, get the intel of what to do on Google Business Profile by asking GPT. But there's one thing they didn't consider, which is right in the notes when you try to use it, which is this product or service or whatever SaaS thing. It only brings in relevant information up to 2021. So everything 2022, 2023, and we're in marketing. So like what was relevant then
really good point.
It's not relevant now necessarily, right? So besides fact checking, like some of the information is going to be outdated, right?
Yeah. Also, one other thing to keep in mind, especially people who are trying to do it for anything SEO wise, if you don't think that Google already has their own internal chat GPT that they've already built 5 years ago, you would be wrong. It has more data than you. Like, don't think you're going to outsmart it with chat GPT because Google already has their own. They haven't released it. No one can use it except internally at Google. So,
oh, you know what? This leads us right into, well, first of all, Aura's here. Yeah. And she's saying website no-nos is a great topic. Yeah. See, even the title's amazing. Oh, and Aura says, great point about chat GPT, Greg. PT, right? And I heard a great analogy. AI writing is to human writing an instant coffee. Oh, I like that. I mean, the email marketing is doing well for, right? I got to fix the background. That looks good though. But it brings up a point. So we know in many industries in tech, people are being laid off. I had a Google Ads appointment this morning with my rep who works at Google, So he's privy to seeing people getting laid off, who's getting laid off, why. And if you don't know, Google Ads is like on a mission to get in front of you as a business owner or the MCC account owner for Google Ads and sell you or get you to do things in a Google Ads account to spend more money. Have you all gotten phone calls or? Yeah.
That's Facebook also. That's happening a lot on Facebook. I got 3 phone calls in the last 2 weeks.
Right. So basically, they're upping the budgets of these managers at Google, right? So their budgets are based on my budget spend of my clients. So if I spend less, they potentially lose their job. Their job is to get us to spend more to help us understand our account. It's very interesting, right? Because Google's putting money where they make money. Where do they make money? Google Ads, right? Mm-hmm. So HR is going away because HR spends money. Right? So that's the Google Ad news, a lot going on. Aura, you did get the acronym right, just so you know. So yeah, so what other news is there?
There's a ton in social.
Yeah, I was just, because we started off with the SEO stuff, I just wanted to do, there was a couple of them. Google Optimize is actually getting sunset this week, was the big announcement, which is a bit annoying because I
what
did
is
like
Google
it.
Optimize?
Google Optimize is an A/B and personalization tool that deeply integrates with Google Ads. So you could do like make specific landing pages have something relevant to, like, you know, if they use this keyword, change the landing page to have this, or you can do an A/B test. Say like 50% of the traffic sees this, 50% of the traffic sees something different. It was a cool tool that they had, and it looks like it's being sunset and integrated into Google Analytics 4. So that's definitely one of the interesting ones. And then one other one, then we could switch over to the socials, is just that for e-commerce stores, apparently Google Cloud, as part of their suite, is opening up something called AI search. So for e-commerce companies, they can use Google's power of knowing stuff about you to improve the searches on your website. So it knows that, you know, Rena likes green sweaters over Pip, who likes purple sweaters. And so it shows them that based on how they're logged into Chrome. And so, or at least that's the kind of the explanation that they gave. It'll be interesting to see how, you know, WooCommerce and Shopify integrate that in the future.
This is the search bar in Shopify?
Yeah, so, you know, when you type into search bar, this is all like, you know, they had it at a very high level. So like, you know, how it practically works might be a little different, but how it kind of got explained is like on the back end, you've got it connected to Google Cloud, and like as you type it into the search bar, it reaches out to Google Cloud as well as knowing stuff about your website, and then it helps you make better suggestions based on those things.
Because you can actually do a setup of tracking in Google Analytics with like tracking this what people search. But I know that when you try to do the search function on websites, and Rena and Greg, you can let me know about this more so, I guess. But I heard that most like plugins for search functionality on a website are stinker poos.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's what I found. There are exceptions where there is one plugin that we ended up finding for a client that worked very well. But typically the search function is limited to the blog posts. I've never found anything that pulls up the main page results particularly great.
You're talking about a WordPress search?
Yeah.
Function? Yeah. I've never seen that. I have done searches before, and it always pulls up results of whatever that word is on, like, anywhere within your site, and provide the link to that page or post or product or what have you. I find the search not granular enough. Like, it's too general, right? It does versions of the word and that the actual word, but in a search you get way too much information, I find, that almost makes it unusable.
Yeah, it also pulls up results in weird orders. So if you have a bunch of things that are in a series, it won't put the series up in the right order, which can annoy people. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It's not granular. It would be really nice. We did find one, but it was a paid plugin and it was very expensive, and we had to do a lot of organizing on the back end. So it can be done. But I feel like people, this is on the do's and don'ts website topic. But, you know, people should really organize the other ways of navigating material like tags and categories in a very easy fashion for people to find exactly what they need. That's and then if you've got the tags and the categories organized in the blog, then you link everything back to the relevant web pages. And then that can really help to move people in the right direction and help them find what they're looking for.
I think as we get more into marketing, the fundamental thing that I'm learning is it's all about the fundamentals. Like, it's about when you build that website, take it out of the box here, put it maybe on a piece of paper, figure out what your tags are first, figure out because you're not serving everybody, you're not talking about everything, so you can't do that. And the only thing that's really going to grow and change is your blog, or you're going to update your pages, right? So
sometimes you can't tell what that structure is going to be when you first start out. Like, it is quite common. I'm sure that Greg has this experience too with some clients. They don't really know. Like, I think of categories as chapters and tags as index, which is, if you're good on books, you'll understand the sort of significant differences. But I usually tell people to just start, and then in 6 months or a year, we will refine and organize so that user experience is taken into account, and then we can decide, oh, we didn't realize we'd have this kind of content, and you've made up these 5 categories, and maybe this means that we need to have 2 more, and then we can add these. Anyways, it's easier to go back. It's like SEO. You should really be going back and making sure you don't have duplicate tags and that your categories and tags all make sense.
Well, the ideal SEO strategy is to do it when you're building a website. How often does that happen?
Not very often, but big budget.
Well, and it would be me like working with you or Greg or Phelan and be like, okay, so you're going to have this page. Okay, this is a URL. This is going to be the keyword, blah, blah, blah. Because, you're updating a site, but or you're making a new site, but you probably have an old one with all the right juicy information to pick targeted pages and keywords, right?
Yeah, it's much easier if you have an old site. But if you're starting really fresh, which a lot of my clients come to me and they don't have a website, they're just starting their business, and they haven't really conceptualized how to do that marketing piece, it can be tricky. But we're really getting off topic.
It's such a good conversation though. Okay, so we've done kind of some SEO and Google Ads. Things are changing. Let's talk about, and we talked about GPT. Greg, fine. Be all acronym specific. What else is there? Want to know more about SEO? We've got a class for that. Our mission is to educate students about the right tools, techniques, and strategies to grow their businesses using the most up-to-date search engine marketing optimization techniques and tools. Find out more at knowhowmarketinglab.com. Oh, Greg, what year is it?
Dun, dun, dun. It is year 2023.
And what does that mean for WordPress?
Well, the year that WordPress turns 20.
Oh!
It's pretty amazing. Like 20 years.
A birthday cake here.
It both seems like a long time, but at the same time seems like only 20 years because it feels like WordPress is like it really is one of the original CMSs out there. But it's just amazing that it's already turning 20. I myself have only been working with it for 12 years. So
I think also because it was 20 when it was hosted. Like, I don't think they came up with the self-hosted option until much later.
Well, it was part of the original. It was part of the original LAMP stack wars. So it was Drupal and all them, and they were all fighting. No one had a monetization strategy on how to do it. And then after the fact, they were like, "Oh, we need to make money to keep this thing going." So they came up with hosting and all the WordPress.com side of it. But originally, that was just all part of the.
Drupal,
that was all part of the.
So Drupal's still used, but it's not something I like. It was very Was it Drupal? I think there was Magenta.
Well, Magenta is closer to a competitor to like Shopify.
I don't know. All I know is it was very cumbersome.
Joomla and Drupal are kind of the same.
Yeah, Joomla, that was one we've had some very negative experiences with.
Yeah. Hey, did you so Squarespace bought, what did they buy? They bought, what is that weird website design things like?
You're meaning Square bought Weebly.
Yeah, Square bought Weebly.
Yeah, another one. That was another one of the lamp.
Dust. No, I don't know if you go to the Weebly site now and you click on or a month ago when you clicked on the SEO page, it went to a 404 page. I found that very amusing. It was iconic. Right. So, okay, 20 years, and that's pretty cool. We should do a birthday cake. I bet you WordPress is doing a big celebration.
I bet they are too.
They do have something planned. I didn't look on their site to see what they have a specific page or site itself for the 20-year, and they're planning things. I haven't looked at it to see what's going on.
Have you ever gone to a WordCamp?
Yep.
I love them. If you get a chance, go. It's hosted by WordPress, and you always learn something very valuable, and there's cool people like us probably there because we're cool. Right? But the conversations are awesome, and it's a great city thing. I'm like, as you can tell, I live in the country. It's awesome.
Other than that, for WordPress news, the next version is scheduled for release in February. I haven't really looked at the details of anything major that's supposed to be coming in that release, but maybe on a future topic I'll have a look and let people know.
Well, we got the no-nos, right? I can't wait for that one. No. And so YouTube, I'm seeing there's some YouTube. Rena,
well, there's also there's that Automatic and WordPress.com joined the Blaze ad network. So if you're on those systems, it looks like that there's going to be a new, I don't know what the details are going to be for people, but it definitely is something to keep in mind if you do any AdSense or any display ads on your website from there, to keep an eye out.
Yes. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so what else is there? TikTok, anything? There's a secret button. Who was talking about that?
Yeah, this is all me. So, okay, I'm just going to dive in. So apparently TikTok had some files leaked or email leaked, I can't remember which, that talked about an internal heated button for virality. So basically things are going viral because TikTok employees decide that it should go viral. So that was a little bit disappointing to hear. I'm not sure if it really makes that much of a difference. I think that if your content is good, although I did read a post just the other day where a woman was annoyed because she thought her video was really hot and it didn't get very much traction. But they do that in order, I guess the point is they do that in order to move in particular influencers around and to encourage sponsorships and influencer marketing, all of that sort of stuff, and to encourage TikTok as part of that equation. So that's one thing that came up. So I don't think we need to be all despondent about it, but we definitely want to know that influencer marketing, as Pip and I had organized in our trends for upcoming marketing, is really on target. Influencer marketing is obviously super important and a very large industry.
Right.
It's getting growing industry, I guess, is better.
And TikTok is quite location specific. I mean, you can actually tag your TikToks with a location, which helps you show up, which I mean, we've used for clients, and it seems to have an effect. Like if you're a real estate agent or somebody who does something in your area, say like a dog groomer, I mean, it could be a great channel, and you could become, say you give the best dog haircut in the whole world. Well, you might get found, but then it depends on the button push, right?
Yeah, maybe. It's hard to say. There are a lot of leading factors, and we don't know the secret sauce at all. So,
and who doesn't love TikTok? So, and the things we choose to watch on there are generally because we're interested. So even if there is a viral button, I mean, you're going to pay attention to what you like. You're going to follow who you like, right? Right?
Yeah, that's right. So there's that. And then hang on a second. Oh yeah, the one that I really love, the Google updates, Google Workplace updates. You can add your personal pronouns now to your profile, and that will populate on all of your Google Work apps, like workspace apps, like Calendar and your contacts information, all of that sort of stuff. So,
so where do you put that though?
Yeah, so I actually found the instructions, and you need to have an administrator on your workspace organize it for your organization. And once you do that, then you just do it in your regular profile section of your Google account profile section. And there you'll get a little tab underneath gender. It'll say pronouns.
Phelan, that's all you, because I don't do any of that, because that's
technical.
No, that's email stuff, right? That's back end stuff, not front end stuff. So it is something that I call for help.
Yeah, so you definitely need your administrator first. That's step number one. And then everyone can add it for themselves. The interesting part of it is that you can actually create custom genders for your organization. So I added non-binary to mine, and yeah, but so they have the usual, and then they have this other that you can customize. They have other, and then you can customize whatever you want.
I like that's so cool. That is,
Yeah,
choose.
it lets people choose how they want to participate, and then of course they don't have to participate at all. So your team has options, and I'm a big fan of options.
Google's gotten in trouble for not being inclusive in the past, as most of their developers were white guys in the States. But that being said, things have really changed, and I mean, the Google Home does listen to the male voice more than mine, but things are changing. Right?
Yeah.
So that's nice that they actually are trying to be thoughtful there.
Yeah, for sure. So metaverse ad tracking has been improving, and they're now collecting data points. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I said, has it, like metaverse? So when you talk metaverse, are you talking about like my Oculus or just Facebook and Instagram? Yeah.
No, not Facebook and Instagram. It's really in I'll just read the in-game advertising platform. Anzu has secured a patent for its tracking, which makes ads and viewability in 3D gaming environments real time across all major platforms and devices. So wherever you can do the 3D gaming environments in Meta is what we're talking about. And I'm not a gamer, so I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to go check into that on the weekend. But the kinds of data points that they're organizing is occlusions, which I'm not sure what that is.
I like the name.
I know. Virtual world position, orientation in relation to user view. So I think those might be interesting. We'll see what that means. I'll see what occultation means. Oh, and average screen coverage. So I guess that's size. Size of your ad.
That's really interesting because, I use the Oculus, and I do think in marketing, you really have to try to be forward thinking in your business because you're going to have to move and change a little as the market shifts, right? To stay in business. And I use an Oculus, and I dream of the time where my countertop store, I can virtually go there and see what the countertops would look like in my kitchen with my, which would be super cool as a way to advertise. So I'm really interested in knowing what these things mean because I love my Oculus, and I'm assuming occlusions is
yeah exactly. Hoping what that means. But okay, and then YouTube is the last thing that I wanted to talk about, I think, and that is it's going to become more transparent with its violations. So, and particularly in regards to which community guidelines you're violating, and they're going to add timestamps and
nice
and help you have more information, because right now it's just like they just take it down and they don't really tell you anything about it. And you're left guessing a lot of the time, especially because they take it down and you can't actually view the video.
So they stop it. Yeah, they'll stop it from being viewed. We all did. However, then like 2 days later, we got an email that said, "Oh, sorry, we did this to a whole bunch of businesses," and it was.
Oh, you're kidding! Yeah. So I didn't get the same type of thing that you did. So you had one that stopped being played, so it still existed in your video section.
Yeah,
mine was completely different. They pulled the video down completely. And I think it was, actually, I'm pretty sure it was because it was unlisted. So it wasn't meant to go to anywhere. It wasn't meant to be indexed. It wasn't meant to be shown publicly. And it was a how to add my expenses to FreshBooks for my internal team. And so they pulled it down because, of course, it had to do with finances and personal information. But okay, but what I want to know is, does anyone in the room know if, as far as I'm concerned, unlisted means not able to be found? Is that not correct?
You can fall across them.
No.
I have fallen across unlisted.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you should be able to.
It was hard to do.
Yes. So first, like, YouTube uses a 64-bit algorithm for the naming behind it. They will have up to 1 quadrillion video URLs is how many that it will be. It will take long. Yeah, they worked out the math. It'll take forever for you to do it. That's why
you can't
mathematically,
like, you can't go out of your way and find somebody's, but you can. It's not like, if you get sent an unlisted. Yeah. If you get sent an unlisted video, if you click next, sometimes you'll see a video that maybe wasn't meant for you.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, that's good. Well, I've turned everything to private anyways. It just makes it an extra step to share private video.
Yeah.
They don't make it as easy to share. You have to.
For sure.
Anyway.
And
okay. So that's the violation that I had. So it was
love
different.
the question.
I would also say that this loops back to your first thing about the TikTok part, which makes it interesting to complete this, is that this also shows where having more humans in the loop and having it less algorithmically determined actually will be beneficial, because algorithms are still programmed by people and they're not always perfect, and having some human interventions might not be a bad idea, or at least having those as measures in the system isn't always a bad idea, because the algorithms, because they're like an ant finding sugar, they're just going to go and hammer on that until it's dead.
I guess. Yeah, it's kind of like depends on your point of view in terms of how much regulation you like in the world. Because TikTok was saying that they use that button. Pardon?
I was going to say it's not inherently regulation. That's how much intervention can be done, because the algorithm is still it's still the same as a person.
No, I totally get it. But what I was meaning is that there are some people that just want the system, like the tech or the thing, to do the whole thing and have it be free. And those things that are able to go viral by themselves should be rewarded. But TikTok was saying, their spokesperson on this topic had said that they're using that button to the diversity of things that end up in people's For You page. So I'm not inherently opposed to that. I don't know if that's actually factual or not. Like, it could just all be for money. I don't know, because we don't know the players that are involved. But
we are getting a lot more ads on TikTok, I'm noticing. It is like chock-a-block, but
it's really funny, because I didn't get ads for the longest time, and everybody kept saying that. And I think in even one of these lives I had said, I don't get any ads. And I realized what it was. I came across an age video that I couldn't watch because I hadn't plugged my age in. So they didn't know if I was old enough to view it. So as soon as I put my age in, now I get nothing but ads. I never got ads before that point.
Oh, okay. Let's test that. I'm taking my age out today.
You can't. I already tried that. Believe me, you cannot take your age out.
I did too.
I do that. I don't want that.
And with that, we are out of time, people. Out of time. And that was fast, right? That was great. Do y'all know what we're talking about next week, or who's talking about something? I do. Greg, you know.
Yeah, is WordPress still king for building websites with me and Phelan?
What an interesting topic. So I'm assuming y'all are going to talk about like e-commerce and then regular websites and stuff. I'm excited about that one. If you're joining us for the first time, come visit us in Cyberpunk Geeks Marketing Mixer. That's where we're at. I had other things to say, but I can't remember what they are.
The group is on Facebook, just in case you're...
Thank you, Rena. And we are all in there. We all own our own agencies. We come together because we know marketing is a group effort and we can't do it all ourselves. So if you want to join us, come visit us there, and we'll see you next week. Right. Bye. The conversation never stops in our Facebook group, Cyberpunk Geeks. Join us at facebook.com/groups/cyberpunk geeks to ask your questions, meet new friends, and learn even more about search, social, and websites.